The Panthers Poundcast is for entertainment purposes only. The opinions expressed on the show are solely those of the presenters and in no way reflect the views of the Panthers organization.
Listener discretion is advised.
You got it.
This is Panthers Poundcast.
All right, ready. Wait, not ready. All right, I'm ready.
Panthers Poundcast, special Monday edition without Los Pantera, who decided vacationing with his family was more important than a podcast.
AKA jumping fences.
Anyway, I'm Master Splinter. I'm going to be hosting today with my co-host, Jamaica's Plow.
That's me. What's up? And our special guest,
JT.
Jash. He knows the Panthers well. We've known this fool a pretty good amount of years.
Yeah.
Gone to many an away game with me. True Panther.
Many a home
diehard.
game.
That too. Many a cold beer at Panther Stadium together with this guy here. Welcome edition. How is your Memorial Day going?
It's going very well.
Yours.
Just splendid.
Shout out to all the vets, including my Marine brother Jacob. Thank you guys for all your service and
Ow,
whatnot.
Jacob.
Oh, look at that. That's America right there.
America.
For you
America.
people. Good tattoo. Anyways, you got some news for me about this stupid league?
Well, I got some Super Bowl news. Of course, they've announced this week that the next 3 Super Bowls will be held in Houston, Minnesota, and then Atlanta. Atlanta's kind of significant because it's the first time in a while that Panthers fans that live in the Carolinas have a Super Bowl that is within a distance to where they can feasibly make the trip without having to fly somewhere or have to make a huge trip of it. People in the Charlotte area could easily, say, buy a Super Bowl ticket, drive down, and then drive back and not have to spend money on a hotel or things like that.
Very true.
So, of course, we're under the assumption that the Panthers make the Super Bowl, but if the Panthers weren't in the Super Bowl, but you still had the opportunity to go for a reasonable price and just driving down 85 for 4 hours, would you go?
Hell yeah.
Definitely would.
I would.
You, sir?
I probably would. I know that you got the experience last year, and even though it was
precisely why I would not ever do it again.
Really?
Not if the Panthers are in it. I would never go to Super Bowl. I don't care if it's in Charlotte. That would be the only way. If it was at Bank of America and I could get a face value ticket, I'd go to one here.
So if the Panthers go to the Super Bowl,
I'll be there every time. But I'm just saying.
But if the Panthers aren't in it,
I saw even before the game became obviously rigged and we lost the game, I still didn't feel the glitz and glamour of it all. It was very disappointing and I was just like, it was another game. I've been to countless away games.
because they make it seem like there's this buzz in the air and the cities are kind of electric or whatever, but it's
There was
not.
nothing electric about
It's
that
a
game.
cool atmosphere. It's whatever, but I don't know. I was very, I don't know. If you want to rate it on a value scale, it's a 0. The Super Bowl is a 0 value. Maybe if negative values.
You hear that, NFL? A 0 value.
The NFL is a 0 value. It can go straight to hell. Anyways, moving on.
How about the Panthers and KK Short temporarily putting the talks on hold so that they can focus more on off-season activities? They still expect to get one done before the start of the 2016 season, so that's good to hear.
I don't feel there's a reason to worry at all. That's going to get done. Just focus on what we got to do, which is get ready to whip some ass.
Right, and you have to imagine that Dave Gettleman, he has always put a high value on the fatties in the middle. And KK Short is one of the most productive that we've had in years. So that's positive. I think that we're going to get this done before the season. And
Who do you think?
Absolutely.
Just speaking of dominant fatties, other than KK, who is the main tackle that comes to mind, other than Starr as well? I mean, who would you compare him to? Like a Chris Jenkins fatty?
I mean, it's hard because you haven't seen a whole lot of these pass rushing defensive tackles lately. I mean, I wouldn't say that he's on the level of Ndamukong Suh. I wouldn't say that he's on the level of Aaron Donald, because Aaron Donald's honestly done it more consistently than KK. But I don't know. You'd have to grade him up as high as a defensive end who would give you those kinds of numbers.
I mean, he's going to get paid. There's no doubt about it.
Right.
And he's got a great attitude. Loves being here. And speaking of fatties next to KK, we got Star Latulele at the Y doing the elliptical today. Keeping it fat. That's what I'm talking about. I'm proud of that. I like to know things like that. And then
It's fun to know that the guys are out in the community and that they're just regular fucks like you and I.
except they actually work out.
Yeah, shut up.
That's the difference.
The only reason I would never see him at the Y is because I don't go to the Y.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
More random player notes. We got all this dickhead Shaq Thompson with his cell phone / alcohol induced car crash head on with, what was his name? Anthony Boone, right?
Anthony
Duke
Boone.
Weddington.
Yeah, he went to my my alma mater.
Itcanwait.org.com.
Oh man, laid down the MADD type message there.
He
That is true though. Stop texting, you fools.
he was on his phone, dropped his phone, and apparently got distracted.
Double
And
cross.
Last I heard, Anthony Boone was still in the hospital.
Yeah, he had to have surgery. He's recovering. You really fucked up, Shaq. And we give you a lot of praise on this show because you're badass and your name is Shaq. But you can't be doing that shit.
No.
You can't be doing that shit. That's fucking lame. That's
not cool.
And I picked you as my breakout player of the year, and you broke out of a fucking your lane and hurt someone. So thanks a lot for proving me right. But random player note number 2.
All right.
Moving on to number 19, Ted Ginn Jr. says that he doesn't know what losing a step means in a recent interview. And I would like to back that up with his bragging of himself to say that he is the lowest completion percentage receiver in the NFL last year with a minimum of 70 targets at 49%. So he doesn't even catch half. Just for the record, Ted.
I mean, we give him a lot of credit for having the 10 touchdowns last year.
And sweet close in a postgame.
But the reality of it was,
That motherfucker's pimp, I gotta say.
generally, we were scared every time that ball
Oh,
was
you hold
going
your
to-
breath, and that 10 should have been 20. He dropped it. I'm not making a little gregarious. He dropped at least 4 or 5 more touchdowns. The one in Jacksonville comes to mind. I was watching that one. Like, he's got countless ones that were in his hands.
The reason-
One in Indianapolis.
The reason that he got so many touchdowns this year was just because where else was the ball going to go?
Right.
At least that's my view.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd
he
love
gets
it,
open.
and I want to see him succeed. Like this season, I would love to see that continuation of having, with Kelvin back out there, he's not going to have 10 touchdowns. But if he can have
6 or 7,
6, 7 touchdown seasons, that's what we need. And then you've got Funchess, who you expect good things from, and you've got all of these wide receivers we were just talking about.
Yeah, we got 14 wide receivers on the roster currently.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to find some guys that we expect to do what we need and have a better receiving core than we did last year.
Well, that's automatic.
Right now,
Yeah.
Mr. Garrett is giving Mr. Ginn a lot of competition there for the number 4 spot.
I'm hoping so, because I think Kiaris Garrett, I can't even say anymore because I've talked about him so much on the last couple of podcasts. I think that he is one of the biggest steals of the post-draft, whatever the
He
hell
led
that
the
means.
NCAA in
Yeah.
receiving yards.
Exactly. That doesn't happen by
Undrafted.
accident.
How does that happen?
So he's a big guy, and that's the kind of guy that you need with Cam.
Shout out to get him.
For sure. He knows what he's doing. He sure does. Stephen Hill's also playing well. Has a good attitude following his multiple injuries. Mr. Kuechly's not in pads. Has something to say about Steve?
Who were we talking about before?
Stephen Hill was
Stephen
talking
Hill. I saw something earlier this week saying that he hadn't dropped a pass yet, and that was a big improvement over the last couple of seasons where it was kind of a 1 or 2, 3, 4 drops per practice. So if he has improved his hands, we could actually have a real steal in Stephen Hill. At least
Fast as hell too, apparently. And then we got Mr. Kuechly. out there, no contact yet, but he's healing up. Yes, Luke, get better. We need you. And the cornerbacks are all still up in the air in terms of starting positions. It's still by committee at this point. No clear things, but it's early yet. We know this to be true.
But Boston and Coleman were out there. They were in the safety spots. And from what I heard, they were kind of thinking about moving Kurt Coleman over to, I can't remember if he was playing strong safety last year, but he's switching positions. So it'll be interesting to watch how that progresses throughout training camp.
It will be.
I wish him well.
Yeah, we need. He's going to have a good season. He's a good player.
I think he's found his niche here.
Yeah.
So
He's where the ball goes, even if it's by accident. I mean, I'll take luck interceptions all day long. Shit. And then speaking of cornerbacks, Mr. Brandon Boykin still cannot find a home, passed on by the Falcons. Sorry, dude.
something's got to be up there.
It has to be.
Because he was released without any kind of hesitation, and then...
Like 2 days after we had rookies.
Exactly. And yet, the Falcons bring him in and don't touch him, and they need help at cornerback.
Mm-hmm. Bad.
So, it's just kind of confusing. There has to be something that we don't know. So
Has to be. So, sorry about that, Boykin.
But good luck, Boykin.
Dude. And the last main piece of news we have is about, Coach. Read an interesting article on todayspigskin.com talking about Ron Rivera doing everything he can do to avoid the Super Bowl losing hangover, which is a pretty apparent thing based on stats.
Yeah. You never want that feeling of, okay, I just lost the Super Bowl and I know how many coaches don't come back the next year. That does have to weigh on you, but it's good to hear him acknowledge it and say that he's going to try and not let it affect the way that he coaches and just go back to playing Panther football.
I feel like Ron Rivera's always spoke his mind, and he's never danced around any questions or.
Yeah, he's
sure.
definitely not scared to talk about the tough stuff.
No,
And he's more, like you're saying, he's more factual and open than a lot of coaches who are just breeze over things like a John Fox or a Belichick.
It
They
is
don't
what
say
it is.
anything at all.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Speaking of John Fox, Rivera in the same article did mention that he looked at John Fox and Pete Carroll's losing post games and all their interviews and stuff to see how they reacted, and he actually called his good buddy John Madden just for advice and stuff because he's doing everything he can to get our boys urgent and stressed out and ready to just beat ass.
The talent's all there, man.
And it got better. I know we lost Normie, but we get KB back. To me, that's a watch. I know it's different sides of the ball, but you got two superstars. And, one stops points, one makes points. I mean, and we've still got to disrupt the front seven. Who knows what Vernon's going to do for us?
It'll be interesting to see.
I just
can't wait for football season.
I think we're going to blitz more linebackers this season for some reason. Like Shaq and Kuechly and TD are all badass blitzers. We could do that every fucking down set if we wanted to. I don't know. I'm excited.
Yeah.
And so, yes, like you said, cheers to Ron for looking the problems right in the eye, and here's to another great fucking season.
How? All right, we're going to move on to Splinter's Stupid Game of the Week.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
too tired
So,
for this shit.
after last week's quiz,
Is this
I know.
only the third week?
this is the third week.
Okay. These games are stupid.
Yeah, these games are stupid, but
Splinter tried harder this time.
Mike is undefeated, and these questions,
I like going on top. I quit.
unlike last week's questions, are not.
If you're not first, you're last.
Exactly. I don't want to be in second place.
So
Actually, Carlos loses because he's not here.
yeah.
Forfeit. Automatic. Boom.
All
Yes. Hell yeah. Tied for first.
So
Be
we
a
got
forfeiture.
7 questions.
What's the rule? Like, take your time or rush the answer?
No, you can take your time. I think that was the problem last week. Is Carlos asked all the easy questions,
Right.
All right, let's see. Whatever.
and Mike's just faster than I am. Okay.
Sorry, Carlos.
Any given Monday.
Sorry, Carlos.
I'm not sorry. Fuck you. You're having fun in stupid California where you're working hard.
All right. First question.
Miss you, though, I think. Buddy.
Pal.
El friendo.
El friendo. Amigo. We all know that in 1996 the Panthers went 12-4 and lost in the NFC Championship game. But what was their record in 1995? Their
7-9.
inaugural season. 7-9.
Best ever for an expansion team, by the way. For more trivia. Still holds up to this day, also.
What is the address for Bank of America Stadium?
Is it 801 South Mint Street or
No.
815?
No.
Damn it. 810, 811. 8 something, isn't it?
I don't know the street address.
It's 800 South Mint Street.
Damn, I was fucking one off. Fuck it.
Wow, these are some tough ones.
They send me bills every fucking year. I see that stupid address a lot.
Let's try this one. It's a little bit easier. In the first game of the 2003 season, John Fox took out
Rodney
veteran
Peete.
Rodney
Jake
Peete
Delhomme.
and put in Jake Delhomme. Jake
Damn.
went on to 8 years starting for the Panthers. What was Rodney Pete's jersey number?
3?
9.
You multiply 3 by 9, you have 27. Did you know that? Can I get a point?
No.
Damn. I'm trying some trivia there.
And because neither one of you got the last one, there's a possibility for a tie.
I'm taking that last one in my heart because that was pretty close. I was in the same hundreds.
Julius Peppers is arguably the first Carolina Panther
To
that
have
will
the
go
biggest ears
into the
ever.
Hall of Fame. He had a number of great years with the Panthers. However, his best year by far was 2008. How many sacks did he have in that season?
12,
Wrong.
14,
11.
15.
14 and a half.
Fuck.
And that was his highest of his career.
I hate you, so I erased all your stats from my memory.
Okay.
I hate you, Julius.
The first cut ever made by the Panthers was a person that would go on to become a celebrity for something completely different. Who was it?
The first
Terry
cut.
Bowden.
The first person cut,
Oh, wait.
ever cut by the Panthers.
Kevin Green? What are you talking about?
No. The first person ever
Ever?
cut by the franchise
Frank Reich.
went on to become a celebrity for a completely different reason.
What was the reason? Because I don't know.
Well, then it's just going to give it away.
Well, who is it?
Bill Goldberg.
Oh, the wrestler.
Oh.
The wrestler.
Oh, that's right. He went on the walk-on tryouts.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. I
He
should have
was
known
the
that.
first person ever cut by the Panthers.
Good question. We're failures.
Wow.
We suck at life.
This one should be easy.
Yeah, right.
No, it should.
All right.
What was the score of this year's NFC Championship?
49-15. Fuck you, Arizona. Fuck you, right here, stupid ass.
I thought that one might be a little bit
Thank
of a
you, Alex.
curveball. Okay. And this one is one that I didn't know. So, who is the only Panther to have won an Emmy Award?
Emmy Award? What was the category? It's just acting or some shit?
It didn't say, but I've actually fact checked this.
Emmy Award, a Panther to win an Emmy Award. It is a player, not a
It's a player.
Emmy Award winning Panther. That's a strange one.
It is, and it's maybe somebody you'd guess, but it wouldn't be the first person that would come to mind.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say Cam Newton because he's gonna win one for Nickelodeon.
Yes, he will. Best children's
Show's
show.
getting good reviews, by the way, and he gets a dab in his new game. Forgot to tell you all that shit. Anyhow, and he's.
I feel awful
mayor.
doing that. I'm so tired of
I'm
that.
not sorry. Dab all day long, forever.
Ugh.
To
I'll
the,
sneeze on them.
what? Who the hell is it?
It's Musin Muhammad.
No, fucking asshole! I had that in my mind. I didn't want to say it and be stupid. What do you want to hit me for?
He was on a short-lived show called Sports Night, if you remember Sports Night.
Negative.
And they won an Emmy for an episode that he was in. And it was... let me see.
Moose. I love Moose.
I want to go
He did a segment on Sports Night called Hanging with the Moose.
That's badass.
So, yeah.
3 for 3, bitch. Undefeated, like the Panthers this year.
Wait a
Coming up.
minute. How, yeah, 2-1.
What was the name of the show that he co-hosted with Brinson Buckner? Frank.
Frank Garcia.
Frank Garcia.
Hanging Loose with Frank and Moose.
There you go.
Hanging loose. That's what we all do.
Hanging Loose with Frank and Moose.
Well, that's good. That was a good trivia. That was some way better questions than Carlos's. Once again.
Yeah, Carlos. Take that.
Way more ever there. And I guess that leaves one of two things. And you know what? I'm actually going to put Josh on the spot since he's our special guest. We have a section called Rumor Has It, and we also have a section called Fuck Your Team. I would like you to choose a section that we're going to go into next.
Let's fuck your team.
Yeah.
And with that in mind, I also did not pick a team to fuck this week. So I would like you to select a player person, coach, mascot, team, or even fan base that you would like to throw hate at, and feel free to go now.
Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, they're a typical victim, and there's never enough of it.
Yeah.
Let's go for it.
Fuck 'em.
How come?
Yeah. What is your least favorite thing about the Atlanta Falcons?
Matt Ryan.
Oh, man. You're making my jibba jabba easier and
Oh.
easier. Why do you hate old Matty Ryan?
Because he's a pussy.
He is a pussy.
My wife says that Matt Ryan looks like a turkey.
A turkey?
Yeah.
I feel like he looks like he wears a diaper.
He does kind of look like.
He's got the weirdest, like, don't get weird about my sexual orientation here, but he's got like a weird football ass. It doesn't look right.
I haven't seen the confirmation, but rumor has it he pooped his pants one time.
Oh, he pooped his pants lots of times.
Yeah.
And that is a rumor has it, and it's a true fact that I
Mom
read
made
somewhere.
pizza rolls.
That is a true fact that I read somewhere.
He's a fucking dickhead. Did the
What do
whole
you think? People just go on the internet and lie?
get the fuck off my field, Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
I don't like that guy at all.
He's a prick.
We're gonna talk about him in the jibba jabba. But you got any more fuck your team for old Matty Ryan? Just some more hatred to spew at him? Just what's your least favorite thing about him other than his pussydom?
Other than he's a division rival, and that's it.
That's-
Fuck it.
That's a good reason, though.
He's a crybaby.
He is a crybaby. And then he,
He's also not any good. Does anyone forget that? Matt Ryan, you kind of fucking suck, actually. You're not any good.
he hasn't won the division in 3 years, 4 years.
He's not any good. And when you go to the playoffs, you get fucking railed that one time.
He gets put on his back more than his mom.
Oh.
Yeah, very, very true.
Yeah.
A mama joke. We don't have enough mama jokes on this
Yeah,
show.
we
Fuck
need
you,
some
Matt
more
Ryan.
mama
That one's
jokes.
for you, you prick. All right, cool. Well, that worked out very well. You threw a rumor in there. Moving on to Jibba Jabba.
Ow.
This is the part of the show, Josh, where we pick the topic and just talk about a topic. But we have two, and we'll save the second one since we just sort of talked about it, kind of.
Yeah.
But what do you think? First off, we're going to make a prediction right now, and then we're going to revisit it. Week 8, halfway through the season, see how our prediction's looking, and readjust or just talk about how right we were. So, what do you think is the biggest weakness on your Carolina Panther football team at this moment that will be most obvious? Week 1, this is what's going to be our Achilles heel this particular game. Or any
Offensive
game.
line.
Why? Who are your biggest question marks?
I guess it'd be on the left side there,
So you're talking about Michael Orr.
right?
I feel like Michael Ward stepped up and did a decent job last year, and
Until he wore his ice skates to the Super Bowl.
True. I'm more worried about that right tackle position with Mike Rimmers. Mike's done well, but at the same time, we've got Darrell Williams, who we picked up last year,
Yep.
and
A couple
he has been splitting
undraftees.
time. He's been splitting time with Mike Rimmers at
He's a big boy.
OTAs, or mini camp.
Well, I definitely O-line is a concern. Obviously, I think what do you say?
I'd probably go with cornerback.
I think that's the obvious pick. Usually, the more
Yeah.
popular pick.
I mean, you could go defensive end.
It seems like
it's
the
easy.
O-line gets stronger towards the middle of the season, though.
Yeah, they have some time to gel.
Right.
But with the cornerbacks, you just a lot of times you can go and look at highlight film, or you can look at rookie film. It comes from college, but you don't know what you have until they step foot on an NFL field. And I guess I'd have to say that I'm most nervous about that position just because you don't know what you have. Like
true.
the coaches know because they're seeing it in practice and they're seeing flashes of what hopefully we're going to see all season. But you never know what you have until you see it. And we're all just kind of sitting here like, okay, Bené Benwickery and Robert McLean. All right. But I believe in Gettleman, and I believe in our coaches even more. And
One of those guys is going to be awesome, if not two or all of them.
yeah, it's not like Gettleman to miss on 3 straight draft picks.
It won't happen.
Not a chance.
There's no chance. And, Bené could have a breakout season, too. Let's not forget, Norman didn't bust out till year 5. Here's Bené coming into year 3.
For sure.
Who knows?
And Robert McLean played serviceable in the Super Bowl, so
And
it's
it's very likely. We talked about that last week, I think, or the week before. He could probably be demoted coming this season. But best of luck to everyone. I just want to win fucking games, and I don't care who's doing it. So let's win some games.
Yeah,
that's what I know about. I guess since you took that one and you took that one, I'll have to say defensive end as well. Like you said, CJ's older, you're older, but got something to prove. Hometown discount, good dude. We love you. Hopefully you kick ass. Coney Ely, you big weird shaped head motherfucker. You need to step up.
Addison had 6 sacks last year.
We got rotational guys, but we need the consistent threat. We need a bad motherfucker, and we need Delay or somebody just to flash out every game. And if we could just get a healthy rotation, we'd be solid too. That's what we do at DT.
For sure.
We could do the same at DE.
I don't mind not having a defensive end who gets 14 sacks if I have 4 that get
6, 7 each. Let's just win games.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say. And then, so that's that. We'll revisit this week 8, week 9. Carlos, we'll maybe let you pick if we feel like it next week.
Found it.
And the next part of the Jibba Jabba and the closing remarks of the show, I really thought long and hard about this. I tried to use all of my class, wisdom, and genuine good humanity, my humanity, to think of this subject. And I pose a question to you fellas that I prayed on this even. Check this out.
Oh, Lord.
If you... And it's just funny your team was about Matt Ryan and the Falcons because that's the subject of this. If you could, and this disclaimer, this is all for entertainment solely, and in no way a threat to this fuckface Matt Ryan.
We're not going to do it.
But if you could happen to maybe end this planet's time for him, that's a nice way to say him, how would you do it? You can't do multiple things. You can't get creative and have like a 10-step process and an all-day torture fest. One item to use or one method to employ to eradicate this world and the NFC South of number 3, Matt Ryan from the Atlanta Falcons. Fuck you so much, by the way.
Well, let me go first.
All right, go for it.
I would like to drown him in bird feces.
Drown him in bird feces, like a
drown him in the bird shit.
What kind of birds are we talking?
Yeah, what kind of
falcon shit?
Oh, it's fitting.
That's somewhat cannibalistic in a way. I like it.
Fitting
to become part back with what you are. It's like it's the cycle of life almost. Falcon
dust
shit.
in the wind.
How? No, I'm gonna have to ask you a scientific question about your method. How long do you suppose he could live submerged in said falcon shit? If you had to estimate.
I don't know. He's been in Atlanta for how long?
And I'm sure. And I'm not saying anything for sure, but rumor has it that he knows a thing about man shit too. If you catch my drift.
Oh,
that's all. No other words saying about
HB2.
No words about that neither. But
So yours is submerged in falcon shit. What's yours?
I don't know. I'm still thinking. Do you have one?
I definitely have one.
And
originally, it was just going to be something boring like getting sacked. But I want you to go on a journey with me instead.
I'm on a journey. Let's go.
So, 2018 rolls around, and it's the unveiling of the new Falcon Stadium. It is... have you seen the new Falcon Stadium? It looks really great, and the concessions are going to be great. The fans are going to be...
The shitheads.
That they always are, but they're going to be packing the place. And then the game time comes around. Teams come out onto the field. Matt Ryan gets up under center for the first time, and suddenly you just notice that one of the pot lights up at the top of the stadium has come loose and is falling 150 feet down and just crushes Matt Ryan.
I'm down with that. That'd be like when Owen Hart died on WWE. It'd be real stunning and stuff.
Ways to die.
You wouldn't know what's going on. And,
Nobody will have a clue what's going on for close to 30 seconds. Cameras will keep rolling. It'll be a nightmare.
Again, this is...
For some.
Entertainment purposes only.
We don't
really want this to happen at all.
But fuck you, Ryan.
I've been really trying to think about it, and Spotlight's fine on TV, that's great. Falcon shit's very creative. But I think of things that make me laugh, and if I could just have Matt Ryan just like walking down the street or walking out of the gay bar or wherever he's coming from and just have a fucking crane and a wrecking ball and just swing it one time and not into something and crush him. No, I want it to be one of those things that just launches him. He can have one more fucking flight into his demise.
The second that you hit him, just yell, "Rise up!"
I will. Rise up until you keep pounding the cement. And I just, when I see it, when I'm closing my eyes and I'm thinking about a wrecking ball hitting Matt Ryan and just launching him sometime, I have genuine joy. So I'm going to have to go with the wrecking ball. And that was my very thoughtful jibba jabble. Thank you for participating.
I appreciate the jibba jabba.
And the cool thing is there's so many people we could put in that same question and never run out of shows. So it's awesome. But that's
so
all
get used to that.
But I thought those were pretty good answers. I enjoyed that.
Indeed.
And I also think for there never being any news, we talked about a lot of shit today.
That's a fact.
And thanks for coming on, Jash.
Yeah.
Hey, no problem. I'm glad to be here.
Thanks, Jash, for coming on. And
He'll probably help us a lot come season time. Cool. We'll need more hands and shit and eyes downtown.
I think Josh is going to do some writing on the website for us.
Shit, yeah, that's right. New writer, number
starting to write soon.
4 or 5 or 6 or so.
So keep an eye out for his
If you go on
articles.
the website and send him an email, he'll send you a nudie picture.
Yeah.
Anything you guys want to hear about, just send me a message.
Yeah. Panthers Poundcast at gmail.com.
Nudie pictures. It's in the subject line.
Yeah, it's send subject line nudie pictures.
Well,
Anyway, keep pounding.
subscribe and keep
Subscribe.
pounding. And tell someone else
Like.
that's handsome.
Comment. Do things that have to do with stuff.
Give us ideas about shit to talk about sometime.
Yeah, it's the off season. It's hard for us, damn it.
Yeah, you people are bad people.
Spoiled.
Well, I'm done. Keep pounding. I had to get a new phone. Go.
Woo!
Jamaica's plow out.
Ow.